This is MC Tone from the 757 Spin Number the Truth. Back to you on another video. And today it's the NFL team, NFL football, analysis. And it's week 2 of the NFL. And it was some great games this week, man. Crazy, especially that the New England and the Seahawks just finished up, and what a crazy game. It always comes down to the goal line with them, and that game was crazy, man. Cam is definitely proving that shoulder is definitely feeling fine. He's the healthiest he's been in a couple of years, and he's definitely proven why he was slept on. And it's great that New England has him, even though that they lost. Russell Wilson, man, 5 touchdown passes, man. It's just crazy what he has done, what he's doing. He's on an MVP run, man. And I'm going to be shocked. Like I said, he's my MVP candidate. It looks like he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves. But let me go on with this video. For the first game, it was Giants versus the Bears. It was 13-17. Huge loss for the Giants, man. Saquon Barkley, a hard-working running back, man. The bell cow, probably one of the best backs in football. He possibly might have torn his ACL. Might be out until next season. It's sad. It seemed like it demoralized the team, but they finished it close at the end. Came down to the goal line. They just couldn't punch it in. It was a pass interference on Golden Tate. So, and it was sad. The Bears won. Mitch Trubisky threw 2 touchdown passes. It was a solid game, even though he threw 2 interceptions. I think one of them wasn't his fault, and one was batted in the air. But solid day for the Bears and the Bears defense. They're 2-0 this season, man. It's a great start for the Chicago Bears. Falcons 39-40. Wow, it's like the Super Bowl deja vu for y'all. For the Falcons fans, I don't understand how y'all didn't get that onside kick. It was like everybody was looking at the ball for the Atlanta Falcons. Cowboys, what a great comeback. It was 20-0 at one point, and y'all came marching right back in. And shout out to Mike McCarthy for leading the troops, making halftime adjustments and improving throughout the game. And at the end of the day, Dak Prescott threw for over 400 yards. So shout out to him for proving doubters wrong. Atlanta's defense has not gotten better since last season. It's no excuse why you should put up 40 points, 39 points, and not win the game. The Cowboys, like I said, came back. Dak Prescott did his thing. Ezekiel Elliott had over 100 yards. Had over 100 yards of scrimmage, and that's pretty good. And the Cowboys are 1-1. Mike McCarthy gets his first win. Dan Quinn might look like he might be on the hot seat now. 0-2 for the Atlanta Falcons, especially playing in a tough division where you got the Saints and you got the Buccaneers who got their first win, and the Saints are playing on Monday night. You got the Lions versus Packers. I think this was definitely a difference between a franchise quarterback and an okay quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, even though Aaron Jones put up over 100 yards rushing, did his thing. Aaron Rodgers definitely made plays throughout the whole ball game to keep the game close. And Matthew Stafford still makes those same mistakes. Like I said, Matthew Stafford's talented, but he does not make the plays that you think that somebody as his talent should. And I'm just wondering, the Lions are going to start looking for a rebuild. It's going to be a long rebuild. I think they need a quarterback. They need some rejuvenation in that franchise. And I think this was going to come in, especially in this year's draft, when you got somebody like a Trevor Lawrence who's going to come out, who's going to be really popular. And you got a Justin Field, and you got that kid Trey Lance who might be coming out. So there's decisions that the Lions going to have to make this offseason. The Packers, like I said, the Packers are looking like they're trying to go on the Super Bowl run. Aaron Rodgers is pissed off. He's looking like he's trying to win MVP himself and trying to prove a lot of his doubters wrong, that he's still that guy. You got the Jaguars 30 versus the Titans 33. I had the Titans winning this game, but the Jaguars, like I said, people act like they were a talentless team. Didn't I say Gardner Minshew, DJ Chark, you got Josh Allen, you got Chase Son, you got Henderson out of Florida, you got Miles Jack. You got talent all around this team. So I don't know why they tried to play the Jaguars like they were just this untalented team that they were tanking. No, this Jaguars team can beat a lot of teams in the NFL. And Gardner Minshew was definitely proving that the Jaguars don't need another quarterback. Even though he threw two interceptions, he threw the ball 45 times and threw 3 touchdown passes. He was solid, had a great game. And to Ryan Tannehill, let me go on to Ryan Tannehill, 4 touchdown passes. He's definitely proven that it's just not Henry running that ball, Derrick Henry running that ball. So Ryan Tannehill, 2-0 start for the Tennessee Titans, a great showcase of their offense. The defense didn't play pretty good. Gave up 30, but that's okay. Two takeaways is pretty good for that defense. You got the Vikings versus the Colts. The Vikings 11, the Colts 28. Um, the Vikings, man, Kirk Cousins. He's like, we know what Kirk Cousins is. He needs a strong run game behind him. A below average athlete. He's just okay. He doesn't excite you at the quarterback position, and it's an ugly start. First time Mike Zimmer went 0-2 in the season, starting off the season. Um, the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, man. He had over 100 yards rushing, and Philip Rivers had two touchdowns with one pick, but he only attempted 25 passes, and I think that's the balance that the offense needs. Rely on your run game, play to your defense, and hopefully Philip Rivers can limit his mistakes, because I don't think Phillips is that guy anymore. So just play to that run game, and play to your defense, and let Philip Rivers be that game manager. Not let him lose your game or winning game. Kirk Cousins, from the other hand, the Vikings, like I said, this is an ugly start for the season. Hopefully they can make adjustments, because this is a talented Vikings team. I think they're very banged up on the secondary. Anthony Barr is hurt, so that's very tough for them. You got the Bills versus Dolphins. Josh Allen snapped, man, over 400 yards passing, a couple of touchdowns. Stephon Diggs had over 140 yards receiving, 8 catches. It was a great game for the Bills fans. Dolphins, they didn't go down quiet. Excuse me, Fitzpatrick, excuse me, Ryan Fitzpatrick definitely did his thing. He scored 28, but they went down. It was a great game, but like I said, Josh Allen definitely took the next step. And Stephon Diggs, I guess the grass is greener on the other side, and it worked out for him. That trade worked out for him. You got the 49ers versus Jets. The 49ers, it's just like they cannot stay healthy this season. You got Nick Bosa and Jimmy Garoppolo go out, and Solomon Thomas. Wow, I think that's just hurting. But that's just crazy how you can have that much talent go out and the Jets still manage to lose the game 31-13. Like I said, Adam Gase does not inspire any hope. He doesn't even give his team some inspiration to go out there and fight hard. And I think that's just how talentless this team is in terms of what they have. The 49ers had a starting quarterback, their best defensive end, a backup defensive end. They didn't have George Kittle playing. They don't really have any wide receivers that are really threats. So it's just like, wow, this team, the Jets, they only put up 13 points, even though they don't have talent. They are not really as talented on the offensive side of the ball. And I feel bad for Sam Darnold, because I know how talented Sam Darnold is, but he just doesn't have the weapons or to really showcase how talented he really is. And this is a team that I think the Jets need to just move on from somebody like an Adam Gase, because like I said, he inspires no hopes and no inspiration in his troops. You got the Panthers versus the Bucks. This is a great bounce back game for Tom Brady. He had a couple drop passes by his wide receivers, but they got it together. Mike Evans over 100 yards receptions. Tom Brady 2 touchdown passes. Leonard Fournette over 100 yards rushing on 12 carries. That's pretty good for Leonard Fournette, and I think that's what they need to lean on a little bit more in that run game and get Leonard Fournette evolved a little more. They picked him up late in the season, so I think it was going to take time for him to pick up the playbook. But now that he's rolling a little bit, I think they're going to definitely give a little bit more carries on a Leonard Fournette. And you got the Panthers, who put up 17. From Bridgewater, he threw 2 interceptions, man, and that hurt him at the end. But he had over 300 yards passing. That's, like I said, Carolina, they're rebuilding right now. They definitely had a solid game. But like I said, the Bucks just had too much talent right now on that team. Washington versus Cardinals. Kyler Murray might be the runner-up for MVP, man. Two touchdowns on the ground. Another one to D Hop. So he had another great game. The future is now, I guess. I thought they were 1 or 2 years away, but the future is now for the Cardinals fans, and they're looking really, really dangerous, really good. Kyler Murray might be the best quarterback taken in these last 2 years. He's definitely proven he's worth that draft status of that #1 pick from all that doubt. Dwayne Haskins, he played decent, but not good. like I said, this Washington Redskins team still has a great future. Defense is still pretty good. Let's see what they can do in the future. 15-30 was a score. Chiefs 23, Chargers 20. Shout out to the Chargers for getting Justin Herbert a chance. His first game starting as a rookie, and he threw over 300 yards passing without no preseason. So that was definitely impressive. They moved on from Tyrod Taylor. I guess last game he didn't really excite them too much to where they gave Justin Herbert a chance. He threw a nice touchdown pass on the corner that was very impressive, threaded the needle. Um, you know, he threw an ugly pick, but that's okay in his first game. But you know what it gave? It gave them excitement. It gave the Chargers fans excitement because he can do a lot of things with his legs too. But this definitely is excitement. And plus that defense held without a Derwin James, that Chiefs team down to the end, down near to the end to only 23 points. And the Chiefs had to storm back and come back and win an OT. Patrick Mahomes, you can only contain him for so long before they finally got rolling. But it was a tough, hard-fought game. 23-20 Chiefs. You got the Patriots and Seahawks, and this was the game of the week. It always goes down to the goal line with them. I don't know what it is about goal line stances, but it always comes down to the end. And they stopped Cam at the goal line. Cam, man, he's definitely proved his haters wrong, man. Over 300 yards passing. Scored a touchdown running. And like I said, Cam Newton and Bill Belichick look like they have chemistry, and so does Josh Daniels. Like I said, Cam, he threw some passes that were just sharp. He was very accurate, very good. And let me talk about Russell Wilson, man. Even though I'm a Rams fan, that Russell Wilson, he's a bad dude, man. He's he's the best deep ball thrower in the league right now, man. He made 2 touchdown passes that were just right on the money where only his wide receiver could get it in. Like I said, Russell Wilson, he's definitely carrying that team on his back. Seahawks is definitely not deep in the pass rushing, when their secondary is banged up besides Jamal Adams. But right now, he's definitely carrying that team, and he's probably the best quarterback in the NFL right now, besides Patrick Mahomes. It's very debatable right now because that man, Russell Wilson, is definitely the MVP of the league right now going into week 2, and he's definitely proven. And we got the Saints versus Raiders tomorrow, so hopefully that's going to be a good game. But like I said, this week was pretty good. Russell Wilson did his thing. I think the Lions definitely need to move on from Matthew Stafford and just start this rebuild and rebuild, and get things going. So share, like, subscribe if you like the videos. Thoughts, comments, subscribe. Tone out. Thank you.